How's it going, guys? Chips here with you again, back with another Ark Let's Build video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to build these Megalosaurus nests that you see in front of you now. If you're new to the channel, this is going to be a step-by-step walkthrough video with really easy to follow along instructions so you can get this build on your Ark. And for all of the building materials you will need, the paint scheme, and also the map COORDS where I built this, check that out in the description below. So before we get started, I just want to tell you guys thank you so much for being here today, checking out the video, and let's go ahead and let's get to building. Alright, so first we're going to build up our foundation. So to start, we're going to get out a wooden triangle foundation, and we're going to be placing 2 rows of 6 total in a shape that looks like this. So once you have these placed, the next thing we're going to do is get out a thatch wall, and if you have no collision enabled on your server, we're actually going to be snapping these so that they go down through the floor. And if you don't have no collision enabled, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you another way to get a similar look to what we're about to do. So anyways, like I said, go ahead and get a thatch wall out and rotate the snap point so that we're placing it on the front of the foundation like that. Go ahead and do that on each of these foundations. And then once you have those placed, we're going to get out thatch ceilings and we're going to snap them to the walls so that they're covering over the foundations. But before we do that, I'm going to show you, if you're not using the no collision, something else that you can do to get this look. So basically all you're going to do is get out rugs, and you're just going to fill in this spot with rugs to kind of give us that same look that the thatch ceilings give us of, you know, sort of like hay or more of a bedding instead of the wooden look. But we're going to go ahead and continue along with the thatch ceilings. So go ahead, get a thatch ceiling out, snap it on this wall so it's covering the wood, and just continue to do this on each wall until you've filled this in, because unfortunately there is no triangle thatch floors or ceilings in this game. So now we have that all filled in. The next thing we're going to do is get out stone regular foundations, and we're going to snap 1 to each of these. So go ahead around and snap a stone regular foundation to each of our wooden triangle foundations. Then once you have those placed, just go ahead around and fill in these triangle gaps with stone triangle foundations, and then that'll make up the foundation of our main build. You can go ahead around and switch all of the normal foundations to block. Alright, so next, on whichever normal stone foundation you're going to use as your entryway, so this one right here in front of me I'm going to use as my entryway, we're going to go ahead and snap 3 high wooden double door frames. Then once you have those placed, you can go ahead and place a wooden fence foundation on top of the stone foundation, and then go ahead and snap 1 stone pillar on each side of that. We're going to go ahead around and we're going to do this on all of the regular foundations. So we're going to go ahead and skip the triangle foundation and come to the normal foundation right here. So skip that, come over here, and we're going to place a fence foundation down on top of it, and then add a stone pillar on each side. And like I said, just continue around, skip all of the triangles, and do this on all of the square foundations. Next, we're going to go around and on all of our remaining foundations, obviously excluding our front one there, we are going to go ahead and snap 2 high greenhouse walls and then a wooden wall on top of those. So go around and do this on each foundation. Next, we're going to go into the top and we're going to create a rim around the inside here. So starting right here on our entryway, we're going to get out a normal wooden ceiling and place that right here over our foundation. Then we'll go ahead and get a wooden triangle ceiling, place that right here, and we'll just continue to alternate these as we go around, filling in this outer rim and leaving the middle open. Next, we're going to go ahead in here to this kind of hole that we've created in the middle, and we're first going to place a wooden wall, but we need to flip it around so that the dark wooden side is facing us, and this is going to be important for a future step. On top of that, add a greenhouse wall, but flip it back around so that you're getting this light blue shadow. And I know with the greenhouse walls, it doesn't seem like it's making a difference, but trust me, it is, and I'll kind of explain it to you in a little bit. But first, let's continue around the rim, place wooden walls so that the dark side is facing us, and then add greenhouse walls so that you have the light blue shadow. You can see we have a little bit of a gap here. That's fine. We're going to fill that in. Go ahead and continue around and do what we've been doing. Alright, now that we have that done, we're going to get out wooden triangle roofs, and we're going to go ahead and flip them around so they're pointing upward, and go ahead and do this on each greenhouse wall. And this is where placing our greenhouse walls the way we did is so important, because if we had have placed them in the same direction as the wooden walls below them, these wooden roofs would have had that same gap that our walls have, and it would not have looked right. It wouldn't look so flush as they're coming out right now. Next, we'll go ahead and build up our lower roof. So first we need to get out a sloped wooden wall left, and we're going to place one of these on each inline that's kind of pointing towards those gaps that we have on those walls. So place one there. You can also place one right here, and you will see that that does fill in the gap nicely. So just go around and do this on each inline that's pointing towards the gaps. Next, we're going to go ahead in where we have our wooden triangle ceilings, and we're going to place wooden triangle roofs flipped around again so they're pointing upward like so, and just do this on each of these spots. Then we'll just fill in over top of the remaining spots with sloped wooden roofs. Next, we'll go ahead in here right underneath of this top greenhouse wall, and we're going to add a thatch ceiling right here. Now this is where it's important that we place those wooden walls the way we did, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to do what we're about to do. So go ahead and place your thatch ceiling. Then we're going to get out a wooden railing, and we're going to actually snap it so that it's being placed on top of the thatch ceiling. You can see our greenhouse wall does not get destroyed. You can go ahead and add another one on top of that, and then go ahead and pick up your thatch ceiling, and everything will remain. So go ahead around this top and go ahead and add these in front of each of these top greenhouse walls. Next, we're just going to go around the build and we're going to add 2 wooden pillars on top of each of our stone pillars. Now we'll go ahead into this spot right here on the side of our entrance. In front of this greenhouse wall, we're going to snap a thatch ceiling onto the foundation below it. Then we're going to get out a wooden door frame, and we're going to snap that again to the thatch ceiling so that it doesn't destroy the greenhouse wall. Go ahead and pick up your ceiling, and then go ahead and add 2 more wooden door frames on top of that. And that'll give us something that looks like this. We're going to go around the build and do this on all of these walls. Now just be very careful as you're doing this that you are snapping them to the thatch ceiling so that you do not destroy your greenhouse walls. Next, we're going to go ahead around and snap a wooden ramp to each of these foundations on the outside to kind of give us a little bit of a skirt appearance around the outside. Now once you have that done, this next portion is optional. If you don't plan on closing this, you don't have to do this, but should you want to go ahead and close this, just go ahead and add some wooden double doors here all the way up so that you are able to open and close this should you want to. Now the last thing we're going to do here on the outside of our main build is go in here to our lower roof, and we're just going to add stone railings all the way around the edge of this. Now make sure you are snapping them so they are in line and at the same height as each other, and just go all the way around and add these. Then we have one thing we need to do here on the inside. So this right here is our entrance. So we're going to act like we're coming in the entrance, and then we're going to add a wooden wall right here. And we're also going to place one right here on the opposite side. And then we're just going to kind of go around and just frame in this little bed or, nest area that we have right here with wooden walls. Then we'll go ahead and go on top of that and place a wooden ceiling, followed by a wooden triangle ceiling. Now make sure with the triangle ceilings that you are snapping it to the most inside snap point, and just continue around and add these to fill this top part in. And then once we have that filled in, we're going to go ahead and add wooden railings here around the inside. And then on the outside most walls, we'll just go ahead and place a wooden ladder on each side so that we can go ahead and climb up there. That's basically going to be where we keep our feeding trough and also just additional storage and whatnot that we might need. Alright, so now that we have this main luxury nest here for our Megalosaurus, you might also want some smaller, more simple nests, just, for additional Megalosaurus to also have somewhere to sleep. So we're going to go ahead and throw up a few more simple, easy, quick, small nests here around this. We'll add one first here on the right. We'll put one on both sides, but we'll start on the right. So first, get out wooden triangle foundations, and you're just going to do that same shape. So just 2 rows of 3, 6 total to make a shape that looks like this. And then we're again going to go ahead and snap thatch walls down on the sides of them. Again, if you don't have no collision enabled, you can just go ahead and use rugs to fill this in. We're basically just doing what we've already done. So go ahead, place thatch walls all down the sides of this. Then once you have those placed, go ahead and again place thatch ceilings attached to those walls to fill in above the foundations. And then with those ceilings placed, we're going to go ahead and we're going to place stone railings on all the sides except for where our entrance is going to be, or where, our Megalosaurus is going to use to get up into this. So go ahead and just place them all around except for on one side. And then once you have that done, just go ahead and place wooden ramps down on all 6 sides. So let's go ahead back out here to the front, and you can see it's just a nice simple little bed just where we can keep additional Megalosaurus. So I'm going to go ahead and speed build one here on the left real quick. So there we go, guys. We have 2 additional nests there around our main nest for additional Megalosaurus. Now you could add as many of these as you want. They're small, they don't take up too much room. So if you want one for each of your Megalosaurus to sleep in, you can go ahead and add as many as you want. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for the building portion of this video. Now, like I said in the start, the paint scheme is in the description below. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to apply that paint scheme. I'm going to do a little bit of decorating, and I'll show you guys what I come up with. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've gone ahead and applied the paint scheme. Like I said, it's in the description below if you want to copy what I've done here, but I'll walk you through what a little bit of decorating I've done. There's not that much to do in a pen like this, but I will show you what I've done. So I've added some torches here, obviously on each of our nests. I've added some trophy wall mounts on the uppermost wall going around the build on each one, and I've painted those brick just to kind of add a little bit more detail to the outside of our build. And then I'll just take you around a little bit here so you can kind of see what the paint scheme looks like on each part. Moving on over here, you can see we've got one of our guys laying down here in the nests on each side, and you can see they fit perfectly in these nests. They're nice and snug in there. If we head inside here, you can see this guy in here, he's fitting really snug in here with the walls built around him. We've got a little bit of storage just built up here with the torches on each side, and then I've also added a feeding trough to feed all 3 of these. And if you're wondering, guys, yes, you can get him up and he will fit outside of this door. You can walk him right out of the doors. You can actually even have the topmost one shut and he'll still fit out. So he does fit out of the doors. I know it looks a little bit tight, but he does fit out of there. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the build. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was easy for you to follow along and get this build on your arc. Guys, if you did enjoy the build and you did enjoy the video and you haven't already, do me a favor and hit that like button. Those help my videos get out there, which helps my channel grow. Do me a favor and leave me some feedback in the comments below on what you think about this build, and also what are some future builds you might want to see. And of course, if you're new to the channel, go check out some other build videos, and if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel for future arc Let's Build videos. Anyways, guys, I just once again want to tell you thank you so much for being here today, checking out this video, and have a great day.